Welcome back to Faces and Places across the United States. This week's guest is Charity in South Dakota talking to Sandra. Welcome back, Sandra.
Thank you, Melissa. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our web chat, Faces and Places Across the United States. My name is Sandra, and I'll be your host today. Today, I'll be talking with our guest, Charity. Hi, Charity.
Hello, hi everybody.
It's so great to have you here in our American English at State Facebook page. We are delighted that you have joined us for this web chat. Before we begin, we would like to ask our audience where they're joining us from today. Please let us know in the comments box. Charity, thanks again for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from and where are you now?
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. I am from the state of South Dakota, and I'm in South Dakota now. I'm in a town called Huron, and it's actually known as the pheasant hunting premier location. So it has the home of the world's largest pheasant. You might Google it and you can find it.
Wow, that is great. And we're going to be learning a lot about South Dakota today. And the first question I have for you today is what is the meaning of South Dakota?
Yeah, South Dakota, the word Dakota actually means friends or friendly, and it comes from a Native American word, which is the word Dakota, which is also a tribe of the Sioux Nation. We have Dakota people and Lakota people. They are part of the Sioux tribes of this region in the United States.
That is really nice to know it's such an important origin to the name of the state. And you mentioned friendly, and I believe that that's kind of the nickname of the state. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, our nickname on a lot of license plates, it says Great Faces, Great Places.
Very nice. And we're going to learn why. And we have a clue here in this picture of why we call it the Great Faces. Before we start with our chat, I'd like to let you know where people are watching us from today. We have Asma saying hello from Pakistan. We also have Analbi saying hello from Colombia. We have Klaus saying hello from Mexico. We have Soya saying hello from Afghanistan. We have Cyril saying good evening from Indonesia. It's nighttime for them now. Sajib saying hello from Malaysia. We have Janet saying hello from Peru. We have Yolanda saying hello from Bolivia. We have Matt saying hello from Taiwan. And we also have Harsha saying hello from India, just to name a few. We have lots of people here watching us today. We also had a couple of questions from people in our audience. We have Eve's theory saying, what is special about South Dakota that makes people go and live there? So you're going to tell us a little bit about that. And also, what is the most popular sport there? Okay, Charity, let's begin. We are so happy that you have joined us today. We want to talk about living in rural America. You are in South Dakota, and I want to know about the weather. Let's start talking about the winter months and the weather.
Yes, South Dakota people love talking about the weather because it's a pretty exciting place to live when it comes to weather. So in the winter time, it's very cold, and we are known for our cold and snowy winters. The average temperature would be in the winter 26 Fahrenheit, which is -3 Celsius. And we can also have snowstorms even in April. I remember 2 years ago, we had a snowstorm, which we had 2 feet of snow in April. That's 60 centimeters of snow, but it melted fast and it's good for the soils too.
Wow, that is a lot of snow. I bet there were some happy kids playing in the snow.
Oh, yes.
Now, let's talk about the weather now and also the summer months. Tell us a little bit about what happens there during the summer. What do people do?
Yes, absolutely. So right now, actually, we're having almost summer-like weather. It's about going to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius, which is unusually warm for this time of year. Normally, we have just warm summers, not too hot. People love to go camping in the summer and visit places like the Black Hills, which I'll tell more about, and the Badlands. Those two pictures are great places where people go camping, fishing, hiking, swimming, those things. One story I can tell you about summertime that I don't like is the bugs. So we have a lot of bugs here, and I have some friends who moved from Northern California. And one day they were driving, it was in the evening around dusk when the sun is setting, and they heard these sounds coming on their windshield. It was like this on their windshield. And they thought it was raining, but it was actually bugs hitting their windshield that fast. And sometimes there's so many that you can't really even see out. So I tried to drive during the light because of the bugs at night.
Wow, that seems like a lot of bugs. If people think it's raining bugs. So let's talk about something special and unique about South Dakota. I know there is a special park there, and there are many national parks, but there's one that is very unique and well known. Can you tell us a little bit about this place?
Yes, this is called Mount Rushmore, and it is in the Black Hills National Forest, which is in the western part of our state. And there are high mountains and trees. It's called Black because from a distance, with the hills and the shadows, the trees and the area looks very dark. Mount Rushmore, of course, has our presidents, some of our presidents on it. President George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. And it's very huge and impressive and a tribute to our freedom and democracy.
Now that looks really nice, and it's probably very, very big. It's such a nice place to visit. But there is another important monument and memorial there in South Dakota. Can you tell us about this memorial?
Yes, I would love to. So this is Crazy Horse Memorial. Crazy Horse was a Lakota warrior, one of the native people, and he is a hero to the native tribes. He was a Lakota warrior, and he was famous for his bravery and his sacrifice for his people. One interesting thing about him is that Crazy Horse did not allow his picture to be taken because he believed that would bring like bad luck or shorten his life. And so the monument that's being made in his honor is designed from the memories of the people who knew him.
Oh, wow, that is really interesting. And it's still under construction?
Yes, it's still under construction. It is funded privately, I think, and that's why.
Oh, wow, well, that it looks really cool. I cannot wait to see when it's all finished. If you're just joining us, we are talking to our guest Charity, who is currently in South Dakota, and she's talking to us about the beautiful state of South Dakota. South Dakota is very big, and not a lot of people live there. Can you tell us about the population?
Yes, it has probably about 900,000 people, so almost a million. But your nearest neighbor, if you lived on a farm like my family does, your nearest neighbor could be a half mile or 1 mile away. But don't worry, we still know our neighbors. In fact, we know our neighbors all the way around, probably 1 hour driving. We still interact and spend time with our neighbors.
And you mentioned that there's more cattle than people there.
Yes, there are 4 times as many cattle than people. So about 4 million cattle are raised in South Dakota.
And you also share with me that they raise cattle for both beef and dairy.
Yes, we raise beef for dairy as well as things like cheeseburgers and steaks. So the next time you have a cheeseburger, you can remember farmers in South Dakota.
It's true, it's true. So I know that South Dakota is very rural. You mentioned that. And what are some of the crops that are grown there? There are quite a few of them.
Yes, we have the most common crops are soybeans, corn, sunflowers, wheat, and alfalfa. Alfalfa might be the one that is the least known. It is a legume, so it's in the family of chickpeas, beans, lentils, and peas, and it's actually used for hay to feed the cows during the winter.
Wow, there is a lot of things going on there, lots of farmland. So what I heard about a special interesting place that I think is very unique, and it's called the Corn Palace. Is that correct?
Yes, if you came to visit me in South Dakota, I would take you to the Corn Palace. It's about 45 minutes away from where I live. And what's unique about it is that it is made of corn. I mean, the outside of the building, anyways, the murals and the pictures, the art on the outside of the building is made using cobs and kernels of corn. In fact, you might wonder, how do they get different colors? Isn't corn yellow? Well, actually, corn comes in 16, can be grown in 16 different colors. So that's how they get different colors, and they can make pictures of so beautiful and of all kinds of themes about our state.
Wow, I had no idea that corn came in so many different colors. You always think of corn being just yellow or maybe a little bit of white, and that's
Mhm.
it. Or sometimes purple. So
Yeah.
farming has been part of your life for many years. Can you tell us your experience and your family traditions with farming?
Yes. My family has been farming for probably more than 100 years. These are pictures of my great grandma and my grandmother. My great grandma is here. In those days, they had a lot of ducks and chickens um, and geese. So that's a picture of her feeding them on her family farm. And then the picture of the little girl is my grandmother. And she always loved to be out with her dad working on the farm. And she was actively working as a farmer even into her 80s. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow, that is great. And I think you continue the tradition with your mom, and we have some pictures of you and your mom with corn. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so I do other work as well, but farming is important to my family. And this is a picture of my mom and I in the cornfield last fall. We're just taking pictures and showing off the beautiful golden corn and blue skies.
And you have become quite a farmer, and so you grow cucumbers, and then you make something else out of them. Tell us about it.
Yes, we have a garden. We just planted our garden, and in a couple months, we will be doing this work, which is making pickles that last all winter long. And that's a picture of my dad, and he usually helps us pick them because that's a lot of work, and then wash them. And then we put them in jars. I have one here. This is the last one of the season. And these are sweet pickles, and they're made with sugar, onions, and green peppers, and of course, vinegar. We have another one that we make with vinegar, garlic, and dill, and those are probably the most common. They're called dill pickles. And my dad can't get enough pickles. He would eat a whole jar in one day if he had the chance.
It's a good thing that you grow them so he can enjoy them.
We grow other things too, like potatoes and beets, carrots, and onions.
Wow, that is wonderful. You share with me that you have enjoyed teaching in the United States. You are a teacher in the United States, but you also travel overseas and had some experiences there. And I think one of them was about food and making food. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I love teaching English, and it gives me the opportunity to live in different places in the world. And so this is actually a picture of me in Turkey, and I'm making, with my host mom there, I'm making something called manta. And I'm sure you know about it. It's common in the Middle East and Central Asia. So we roll the dough out in a really thin piece and then cut it in strips and squares. and fill it with meat, spices, and onions. And then it's covered with yogurt and some kind of sauce, the red sauce. It's a very comforting food. We made it on a very cold winter day in Turkey.
Wow, that looks really delicious, but very time consuming. Looks
Mhm.
like it would take a while.
Yeah.
Um, we would like to ask our audience if they have any questions for Charity, please put them in the comments box. In the meantime, we have some comments from people who are watching us. We have Chito saying, we are doing something similar with pickles, usually with vinegar. We love them. And we also have Serna saying, I have photos of that beautiful place surrounded by beautiful landscapes. My mother lives there. She lives in a large ranch. So we have people who have been to South Dakota or have family members who live in South Dakota.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, it's pretty great to know that people have been there. And oh, and we also have Shiraz saying, I'm also a farmer from Nepal. So we have some other people who are watching us who are farmers. And we have Zaniyar saying, I'm really proud to listen to you and know about all your memories.
Thank you so much.
So our time is up. Unfortunately, believe it or not, 15 minutes just go by so fast. And we have really enjoyed learning a lot about South Dakota and all the wonderful stories that you have told us. So thank you so much, Charity.
Thank you. It was just my pleasure and honor to speak with you today.
We'd also like to thank our audience for watching us today. We hope you'll continue to share your ideas and thoughts through social media. Don't forget to check out our resources at americanenglish.state.gov, also our YouTube channel and our American English Facebook page so you can practice your English. So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. This is our last episode of Faces and Places before the summer. We're going to take a summer break and we'll continue to come. Please continue to come here to our American English Facebook page to find tips and other resources to learn English. So Charity, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, and have a great night or a great day wherever you are.
And we wish you a good pickle season and corn season as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching.